moving on to chapter 11, final considerations, application, compilation, and distribution. So that goes, that connects also to the theme of the last few chapters, which are geared towards helping you get from an application on your desktop to an application that's distributed. So obviously the process between Android and iPhone are different, and Apple are different, but they're not drastically that different as the versions of Flash they're getting closer and closer together in the in the way around it. Would you say that someone that completed the book and read through all these chapters and capable of building an Android device, is he close to jumping ship and converting it into iOS applications as well?
Oh yeah, I mean, almost everything that we talk about in the bulk of the book is applicable to either platform,
Mm-hmm.
and even applicable to BlackBerry Playbook and
Mm-hmm.
now BlackBerry 10 for smartphones.
Mm-hmm.
That also those two platforms also support Air. Okay,
Very cool.
and but all three of these platforms, most of everything in this book is applicable to them.
Mm-hmm.
We do focus on Android in the cookbook,
Mm-hmm.
especially in this last chapter where we talk about distribution models and how to actually package and get an application onto specific markets. It's very focused on Android,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, the rest of the book, when you set up stuff, even if it's setting up your particular environment for Air for Android, really it's setting it up for Air for whatever Air can distribute to.
Right.
Any of
Right.
the APIs we talk about and everything inside of most of these chapters are dealing with, basic Flash platform APIs. So they're not really that specific to Android.
Yep. That makes sense.
However, this chapter itself is probably the most specific when it comes to Android because it is explicitly talking about compiling, packaging your application for distribution on an Android market, on the Amazon market, or whatever other alternative markets there are out there for Android.
Very cool. So I would just give one last exercise, which isn't really an exercise. If you and when you complete your application through the usage of this book and hopefully our website as well, send us an email with your application, and I'll be more than happy to feature some of these applications on the book homepage so people could see what applications you guys are building. That's about it. So I hope you guys do send your applications because it would be really cool to see them and feature them. So I think this covers it. Thank you for your time. I think that was really, really great. And obviously, you take it from Android, you can move, as you were saying, to all the other devices. It's really just about starting up and ending that's different, but the meat of it and the heart of it is practically the same from the programming perspective. Not the same from a design perspective, but that's a completely different story of being aware of the different design. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Nah, it's okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no
Let's do
problem.
that over there.
All right, so I was saying basically, the differences are like you were saying are between the getting started and the publication, but really the meat of it is practically the same. Only different considerations are the different design expectations that users have on the different devices, and making sure that if you really want, if your application uses buttons and themes and all these kind of stuff that are you want to be aware that you're building it in a way that would be familiar to an iPhone if you're building on an iPhone compared to building on an Android making it more familiar for that environment. But from the code perspective, it sounds like it's really just down to starting up and ending mainly the biggest variations and whatever native extensions that are available for specific platforms.
Yeah, I would say that's a good overview. The core APIs inside of Air
Mm-hmm.
are applicable to any of the platforms that support Air on mobile. And, other considerations such as design considerations and if you're leveraging AME, native extensions, yeah, I mean, those are going to be specific, of course, to the platform that they're targeting. But
Mm-hmm.
anything else is really, usable across all these different platforms.
Very cool. So, Joseph, thanks again for being with us this hour, and I'll get this up on YouTube as soon as I can.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Right. Later.